Getting this sim set up here as realistic as possible was the ultimate goal. With the Just Soaring Sim Pro, the user input is really amazing, but what I missed somehow is the ability to have a look around free in the in Condor soaring, so that I can have a look at the cloud above, that I can have a look at another glider in the thermal and so on. There you can use here this four-way joystick, but it is not really a great user experience. That's why I decided for the triple monitor mount, which gives you a wider field of view. And then the second one, which we will have a closer look today, is the head tracking. There is a free option available. You can use your webcam with 2 open source softwares, and then you have a quite good experience for head tracking, and you don't need to invest a lot of money, or it is for free if you have the webcam. So let's get started. I will show you how to set up this software. Let's start with the webcam I'm using here. It's the Brio Ultra HD from Logitech. I'm sure you can use any other webcam as well. You don't need a 4K webcam or so. That's just the one I have here. And this is the picture which you see there. So there is quite a distance of about, I would say, 1 meter in between the webcam and me. I have arranged it here in the center of the center monitor. Okay, so that's the hardware setup. You need to download 2 programs. The first one here is the AI track. You can download it here from GitHub in the zip file. And then the second one is here the OpenTrack software. You can also find here a zip file or the program directly to download. You need to install it. There are some instructions here as well, which you can find online. That should not be the biggest problem. Then let's have a quick look what you need to set up here at AI track. Go to configuration. Then you select your camera. In my case, it's camera 1. You tick here, use remote OpenTrack client. You also use the same IP address, your own one. Then the port 4242, which you will need later on in the other program as well. Tracking parameters, distance, the distance between the webcam and your face. Here in my case, I think it's about 1 meter. The camera field of view, I think that's the correct one here, which is set up for the camera. Model type fast. Okay, then you say apply. I need to close this window, and then you can start tracking. It will take some time to start the webcam and the program. Here you can see my webcam, and I have here on my head, I have these dots everywhere. These are the tracking dots. And of course, you need to know if I turn my head up really far, then it may be difficult to track it just with the 2-dimensional camera setup. Okay, then let's get to the OpenTrack software, which we have here. Let's get also through these settings. You need to select UDP over network. Then you select here the port 4242, which we set up earlier in the AI track software. Then output free track 2.0 enhanced, filter accelerar. Then what's the port? Now here are the options. Just get through them really quick. The most important is that you can select different axes. You only want to have the yaw and pitch in Condor. That's what I think is the best solution. So you set here to the yaw, the source is yaw, pitch is pitch, but you need to invert it because the camera is in the opposite direction like your face. So that's why it is important to invert it. And then I think the other settings are all standard here. The rotation filtering, your pitch and roll. Not sure if I change here anything. It's in my case, it's 1.8 degrees. Perhaps you have more experience with it, would be nice to leave some comments below this video as well, so that I can improve these settings here and others can learn something as well. Okay. And then we can already start the tracking. So at this point, really try to look on your screen like you would do when flying, so that your head is in the center, and then click start. Okay. Then you can see here on this this picture that it is moving somehow. I'm moving my head just a little bit, then it works good. Looks fine. If it's too much, as you can see, it flips over and does something strange. That's why we need to do some mapping here. Don't want to move my head too far, because I want to look with my eyes onto the screen, but I want to change the view with the head. Okay, so here you really need to set it up to your preferences. In my case, it is like this. So I have already the 180-degree movement only with, let's say 45 degrees of head movement. So it is really sensitive. And here at the beginning, I try to make a little bit of a deadband, so that if I move my head just slightly, that it won't move too much. Then I did the same here with the pitch. With the pitch, I even have more problems, because when I'm up here, you can see the ball, it's just flickering around and doing nothing really properly. So that's why this one is really sensitive in my case. You also need to learn somehow to fly with this setup then, but after some minutes you get used to it, and I think it's a great advantage over the joystick options here. If everything is fine, if you have it in a center in your normal position, otherwise you can stop the tracking again and start it again. Then you can have a look here into Condor. Let's move here into the cockpit, and I can just move around. I don't need to have too much movement on my head, but it's really fine. I can see up to the clouds, move where I want. If I want to, I can move around even further. But if it's much more, then it's doing just stupid, crazy movements. So you need to be gentle and learn it a little bit. Quick note, if you are interested in the Just Soaring Glider Sim Pro, there's now stock in the UK, so it is easier to ship within Europe. And if you are interested, have a look in the description below and check it out. Thanks for watching. Give the video a like, which mean a lot to me. And then see you next time. Cheers, guys.